Alright, this is the section here that if you actually have a lot of experience with Illustrator and familiar with a lot of the tools and menus, you could probably jump right into this section. Probably the one where I say if you're an advanced user anyway, you could just jump to this section. There's a lot of interesting stuff here. Not that the other stuff wasn't interesting, but it probably would be dull if you're actually familiar with it already. But this one shows you if you how I actually approach drawing a character or illustrations. Even if you have a logo design, how I actually approach it. I pretty much always sketch everything out on paper first, or I sketch most of the time now inside the computer itself, and either if it's on paper, do scanner, take a picture of it or something, import it right into the computer, or through Photoshop, anything sketched in there via Wacom tablet or anything like that. Then I import into Illustrator and then use a pen tool to trace over. Now I'm gonna start pretty much from the beginning. Opening a new document. Okay. Just gonna name it drawing. One artboard, 8.5 by 11. Orientation, just gonna keep it portrait. Alright. And I'm gonna actually do it, import it actually through pretty much the actually let me do the drag and drop. Pretty much used to that way. Got a JPEG that I actually took a photo of. My scanner's actually not working. I'm hitting command and the minus button to zoom out. The photo is actually kind of big. Just gonna scale down here, zoom back in. Alright, and this is actually just a quick rough sketch that I sketched out of a character, simple character that I'm gonna be using a pen tool to trace over. And I'm gonna be using a lot of different techniques to achieve a lot of different things with the character. That's probably a lot of shortcuts that you can use and different things that'll help you along. So I'm gonna just get started here. I'm gonna use my magnifying glass to get over the head section here. Going right in with the pen tool. And I'm clicking one point, then I click and drag, and I'm just gonna bring that anchor point off. Click and drag the next section. Sometimes you'll want to zoom in. Now I'm gonna just get rid of the fill here so I can see my lines, and only my lines. I'm gonna deal with the fills later, and I'll pretty much be moving along here. Okay, we get that. Once you actually can lock out a section, you can pretty much just keep going. But if you actually have an unclosed section, which you'll see in a minute, I will have to click off or select the pen tool again just to keep it going. Okay. Normally want to start with the area that's behind first, because now this the head is going to be in front, but I can simply move it to the back. Oh, hold up. Command Z to undo. Command Z to undo again. I forgot to break this point right here. Let me use shorter stroke points here. Go all the way down to the end. And I'm actually using a simple character here because I'm actually showing a free video on my blog of how to animate this character. It's actually right on digitalmagicians.blogspot.com. If you actually go there, you can see how I use Flash to animate this character. If you actually, of course, if you listen to this, you pay for the video, and you're watching this now, you got to jump on everybody else, because there they can see the animation, but they don't actually see how we created the character. But I am gonna keep everything all locked in the video. We'll show you how you break them up and get them ready for animation. Okay, we're gonna just do that little headphone piece here. little earpiece, some kind of Mega Man looking design here, old school. Now here's a little section that we keep locked in, just extra details. I select the arrow tool just to click off, and then select the pen tool again. Sometimes you can just hit the A tool, like the A button on your keyboard, and then P to get the pen back. And hitting A and then P, it just selects off of it real quick. I use keyboard shortcuts to kind of speed up the workflow. Sometimes with your designs you can add enhancements, like you see I did there. Just gonna flip it in. Okay, now we're just gonna do the next section. Okay, I'm just gonna flip that. Kind of make sure that's locked in a little bit. Alright. And there's a quick little design. Of course, the more time you spend with it, you can get a little bit more intricate with your designs. Do a lot of different things. The more time you spend with, pretty much with like anything, you can do that. Okay, now I'm going to select this, hold down, select the ellipse tool while holding shift just to make a round circle. Shift, I click and drag. I'm using the arrow keys to just kind of inch it over a bit. And as shortcuts, you can see I can pretty much command, or we're just going to show you from the menu, edit, copy, and edit paste. Gives me another circle so I don't have to create it again, and keeps it more uniform. Now I'm going to use keyboard shortcuts, Command C, Command V, or Control if you're on Windows. Command V because I already had it copied, so I don't have to copy it again. Going back to the pen tool. Just gonna go around this section here. Show you some shortcuts and stuff like that to speed up your workflow. You got a glove on right here, so just gonna go around that part. Just keep going on this section here. Just keep etching out those little details. And scroll down a little too much. Kind of got a little bit of detail there. And if you're doing like regular humans or even animals, anatomical kind of people, you pretty much got the same thing on one side, so you don't have to keep redrawing. So like I said, take shortcuts when you have them, and I'm going to show you how to approach that. I'm going to zoom out a little bit, select the arrow, select the pen tool, select the pen tool again. Go around his glove here. And I mean, by the time you get the hang of the pen tool, using it, I mean, play around with it a little bit. You pretty much could blow through stuff. And this tool is used in a lot of programs. It's kind of hidden in there. And I mean, once you learn it here, some of them got different feels to it, but of course you get the hang of it. And You pretty much can master every program. Like the 3D program Maya actually has something that's like a pen tool inside it. Photoshop selection tool is like the pen tool. You got a lot of different programs that use something like this. Okay. I'm going to select a little flap for the jacket. In the actual sketch, you see I didn't really go all the way down to the bottom. But this one, I'm actually going to do that. From here. Not going to start from the arm. I'll show you the reason why in a second. And it's going to keep going down and around. And like I said, there's a little quick representation. Let me kind of back off a little bit there. Came down a little too far. Alright, we have that selected. Now, I'm just going to take... Where is it? Where is it? Sometimes I misplace these tools. Alright, here we go. Just the scissor tool here. I'm going to just cut at the shoulder right here. Get my standard arrow tool, select here, and I'm hitting Command C to copy, Command V to paste. Now I have that arm again. Now right here, I'm going to go to Edit, actually Object, Transform, and we're going to hit Reflect. You can see a preview of it. Right now, it's standard on, mine's is defaulted on vertical. I mean, you can have it horizontal and it flips it upside down, but we want vertical 90 degrees. You can mess with the angle. You can even kind of flip this thing around. It messes with the angle of it. But let me cancel that. But we're just going to go to Transform, Reflect, keep it basic like that. And now we got another arm. Just kind of piece it in there. Same thing with the leg. We're going to do a little cutting. Cut at the hip there. Cut there. Select the leg. Command C, Command V. Object, range, transform, excuse me. Reflect. Okay. So there we go. Same thing with the eye. Command C, Command. I do paste in front. That's Command F. Object, transform, reflect. And I'm holding Shift. I'm gonna hold down Shift and drag it over in a line so it stays straight. Same thing with this. Command C, Command F, Object, Transform, Reflect. So okay on that. Kind of jumping ahead of myself. And you see how like that one, because one side of the head is not really the same proportion as the other side, but I'll show you how to tweak that. Now let's just start sealing stuff up. Actually, let me get this tool, the right arrow, take some points and move them down so I can see them. Move that down a little bit. That one's down, move that one down a little bit. Alright, now we're just going to zoom in, connect it back. Actually, in the animation portion, you have to end up breaking this thing up again, but I want to actually show that all in that one sequence so everybody understand. why we actually do that. Oops, let me back up a little bit. Looks like I created another dot. Alright, just move that up. Okay, I'm just going to seal that up. Same thing here. There we go. I'm just going to close this one up. Sometimes when you select it, you see how that little circle and line, that's how you know you got the piece. When you put the mouse over the actual point itself, let me just move this down, you'll see that the outer side changes a little bit to let you know that you're actually closing the actual anchor point selection. See how that line there? And there go the circle to close it. Alright, now we can finish up the body section. Keep this one right in the back. Okay, we got that one closed up. Zoom out. Now we're just going to add a little bit of detail. Even in the sketch, I drew 1 foot. Not probably one of my favorite part of the bodies to draw sometimes. Sometimes you got to figure it out just to get proportions. They got a lot of videos and stuff like that on which I watch on how to draw feet and stuff like that. Hands. I know a lot of people have problems with hands. Me included. Okay. Alright, just want to finish up a lot of those details. A lot of this stuff, like even the details you see me adding here, if it's pretty much just something you're going to keep the same, mine is not really all that much the same. I wanted to add a little bit of difference to it. You could copy that over at the same time. Like once you finish all the detail, then you copy it over. Alright. Just going to add that foot, nothing too special. Break that line off. Oh, kind of missed. I can tell. There we go. You can tell by the line turns to a greater negative looking sign when you want to break the point off. Alright, I'm just gonna do the same thing with that. Edit, copy, edit, paste in front. Object, transform, and we're gonna reflect that. And I'm gonna hold down shift again, move over. In that little situation we had with the earpiece here, I'm gonna zoom in. And now I'm going to use the white arrow tool to edit some points. Easy as that. Zoom out. Now I'm going to get rid of my background, the actual sketch reference that I used. See, we have a character here. Let me zoom out, get them all on a page. Alright, now you see we have a sketch representation of the character, and now we're going to be adding some colors to it. I'm telling you, we're going to take you through the full nitty gritty of how to create it. I want a gray suit on him. Now, some of the problems you see because I started with this last, the body last, so it kind of covers over the background. But whatever you know is in the back, we're just gonna click it, select it, object, arrange, center back. Buttons come to the front. I'm making these colors up as I go along. What's color? We're gonna put a nice blue to it. And I think I want the feet to match. Select the last color. Good. Probably get some nice silver buttons. Lighter gray. Face. Try to find a flesh tone. Too drab looking. There we go. And we probably give him some red eyes. Give him that real sinister look. I'll probably make the little disc on his head the same color there. And let's match them up. Make that blue. Same thing with this. Object arrange, center back. Excuse me. There we go. And to give it some vibrancy, I'm gonna select this color and then darken it a little bit to make it kind of give a little three-dimensional appeal. A little bit more. And now we add some more detailed colors to it, since this is kind of a leathery kind of suit. I'm going to throw a white, start with that white to it. And just kind of go around here. And this is probably not going to be a lengthy section, something where you could actually use as reference on how to get your character started. And I kind of wanted to, I know when I looked at a lot of those training videos, I'm like, oh man, how did he get that, you know, to look like that? And they tell you how to use the tools, but don't really show you how to achieve the actual look that you're looking for, or how they went about to get something that they went for in a video. Not to bash a lot of videos, but I had to end up buying a lot of training videos to try to make up for one. But of course, everything helped. You know, I read a lot of books on it and stuff like that. And if you don't got the look you're looking for, you can pretty much edit all of this stuff. I'm using a white arrow tool, and to explain that, because I went through it really fast, when I click the actual point that I want, you'll see a little handle. Just click the end of the handle and you can move it. And with that selected, I'm gonna select that again. Select the transparency tool over here and just lower that opacity. Lower than that, 20%. Do the same thing with the glove, just add that white. And like I said, I use the pen tool for pretty much everything to create a lot of those different effects. And like I said, there's a pen tool demonstration. I know we went through the color already, but the pen tool actually demonstrates on how you can make those custom colors you're looking for. Custom shapes in the colors anyway. Here go a nice little trick. See how the actual white is covering up those buttons. Of course, you already know you could send that to back. Okay. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna select the actual body, select the white, and I'm gonna send both of those to the back. Because if you actually just send the white to the back, it's gonna go behind the actual body itself. And I'm gonna just eyedrop select that, and it is coming along. Okay. Just giving a little highlights here. And I mean, once you're going, you can pretty much get going pretty fast. Alright. This section here in the mask is kind of not a leathery, but more like a helmet. So this one has a little bit more shine. So I'm gonna give it less opacity. I mean, more actually. Too shiny. Probably go with the 40%. Still, maybe 30. A lot better. Okay, that little circle trick we showed you in the colors to give the helmet a little bit more round appeal. Right up there. Command C, Command F to paste in front. Zoom out. Command C, Command F. And you can see the lines there. About 10%. Probably make that a little bigger. And we're gonna go inside the eyes to give the eyes a 3-dimensional effect. Giving it a little light thing going. Now I could simply copy and paste that inside the second eye, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to pretty much draw that one out as well, give it a different look. Go all the way to the edge on one, kind of bend it out. But I am going to use the eyedropper to select the color. See that this little earpiece look like it's coming off a little bit. I'm just gonna fix that a little. Arrowing it over. Zoom out. And selecting this part here. I didn't change the color so you won't see it's blue, but I'm still going. One of the benefits of the eyedropper tool, once you got it on there, you can keep going. Okay, I'm not gonna drudge too deep into this, but I just wanted to show you how to get that refined looking piece that you're looking for. Of course, with a little bit more time and effort, I mean, you can get pretty much everything you're looking for with the Illustrator. Even the older ones, like I said, this video I'm using CS6, but you should be able to pretty much do the same stuff. And I like to keep it basic because I mean, you got a whole lot of tricks to create highlights with the new CS6 and all of that, But I wanted to keep it basic so even people that don't have the newer versions can pretty much pick it up and get some of the best. And I like the effects you can create with the pen tool anyway, with just drawing out your colors and shapes and stuff like that. And like I said, I like to create that sharp look. But on this side, we actually gonna do some shadows. Okay. Let me stretch this one out a little bit. Like the light is on one side of the body. Okay. And with that selected, just gonna select this mesh. So select the blue. Now we want to select the mesh right in there. Now select black. Fill that in like that. We zoom in a little bit. Take a look at how that looks. Nice soft edge. They have a feather tool as well in here that softens up edges. The gradient mesh is a little bit more controlled, which I know you took a look at it in my menus section, the feather tool. Alright. Push this over a little bit like that. Okay, that's a lot better. Now I'm just change the opacity a bit. And the same thing with the inside here. Okay. Just gonna change that inside gray. Take this line out. Get the mesh tool in there. Change that black. I could probably see how that's going to work. Just like it is. And I am not mad at it. And I'm using a combination of course, my style that I like to use and a lot of the realism styles that people use. And going back to the regular. It's going to add some detail to the face. And that's how you add that highlighted upper lip portion. Probably too light. There we go. And I'm just going to light up one side of the face. And I'm pretty much going to conclude it out here. Once I finish this little face portion and give you a little outer view. Let me just add a little highlight to the helmet so it looks like it's making sense. Give a little detail to the boomerang area too. Okay. Give it a little bit of detail. Okay, right to this little boomerang. Lower that opacity. Well, let me raise that one up a bit. Probably 50% is good on that one. Bang. Alright. There we go. That's my simple character. And the pen tool and how to use it to illustrate.